Good morning, Bitcoins, and welcome to MadBitcoins Guide to Printing Bitcoin Paper Wallets. Here's the supplies you'll need. You'll need a computer with an internet connection, a printer, some paper, a blank DVD, a Sharpie for writing on blank DVDs, a pen for writing on paper, a blank USB key fob, size not really matter, and you might want a label printer for labeling your key fob. We're going to go ahead and zoom in on the computer for the rest of the review, but rest assured, you're going to learn how to make paper wallets as securely as I can do it right now. Please note, there is a point where your USB key does touch your possibly infected computer. So, Linux programmers, we need a Linux distribution that includes a version of the Bitcoin paper wallet address generator. Come on, Linux distributions, get on it. Tails, I'm looking at you. Now that you've gathered the materials, it's time to download the software. Search Google for Tails, T-A-I-L-S. Tails download. This will bring you to the Tails Linux page. Tails Linux boots off a CD or a DVD, so that means that it can't be edited or contain any Trojans or keyloggers. It's a fresh, clean system that we'll use to print our paper wallets. Download Tails by clicking one of the two download buttons. You might want to use the torrent download, which you'll need uTorrent or another similar torrent program. I found the torrent download to be much faster than the normal download. Once you've downloaded Tails Linux, go to the Utilities folder and launch Disk Utility. Once you've launched Disk Utility, insert your blank DVD. Select the super drive. Click Burn. Burn will ask you if you want to burn an image. Navigate to the Downloads directory where you downloaded Tails Linux, the ISO, and click Burn. This will cause Tails Linux to burn in your DVD drive. Takes about 15 minutes. Here's the result, labeled with a Sharpie. Tails 1.01 Linux. This is where we're going to boot. But wait, there's more. Okay, so this BitAddress part we're going to do from a separate account. I'm not sure that this adds that much security to it, but we're going to give it a try. Hold on just a second. Go to Apple, System Preferences, Users and Groups. Click the padlock to unlock. Then input your password. Then add a new user account using the plus button in the lower left-hand corner. The new username doesn't have to be that great, just something temporary, like temp. Put in a password like temp and some numbers. It's not that important. This is the temporary account where we're going to download the software that we're going to use to make the paper wallets. This is one extra step. Not really necessary, but I think it makes it a little safer. This is also the point where I need the Linux distribution to just include the Bitcoin wallet generator in its software. This is also the point where you're going to go ahead and open up your USB keychain thing. Mine came in kind of a difficult to open package and I don't have any scissors, so I'm just going to rough it right here while we're logging out and logging back in. As you can see here, we're going to log into our temporary account. This temporary account is brand new, so presumably if there was a keylogger or a Trojan or something in my web browser on the other account, it wouldn't be there in my temporary account. You can choose not to sign in with an Apple ID. It's fine, this is just a temporary account. It will set up your Mac for the first time. Meanwhile, these are the cheapest USB keys I could buy. They're also pretty cool. They were like $6. They're called Patriot Memory, and they fold, as you can see, back up into themselves. Pretty nice, a little less dust get in there, you know. Nice little USB key. Okay, so we're booting into our temporary account. This account is brand new, never been used. This is our best bet for downloading the software properly. Alright, Safari is loaded. We're going to go to BitAddress.org. This is one of the most important parts of this process. Make sure that you spell address correctly with 2 D's and 2 S's, and that you load to the correct BitAddress.org. This would be a point where we could be spoofed. Now, this is where you generate the randomness to create a key, but we're not going to do that right now. So scroll down to the bottom of the page where it says GitHub repository. Click GitHub repository. This should take you to github.com/.biz/BitAddress.org. This is very important. We need to download the correct software from the correct place. Over here in the right-hand corner it says download zip. Go ahead and download the zip file. The zip file has downloaded. Now we're just going to go up here to the Wi-Fi and turn us off the Wi-Fi. So we are off the Wi-Fi. I'm going to close this. I'm going to close the web browser for what it's worth. And we're going to navigate to our new downloads directory of our new user. And there it is, BitAddress.org master. This is the file we've heard so much about that allows us to create Bitcoin addresses offline. We're going to take our USB key and insert it into the drive. As you see, we've gone off the internet here. So we are doing the best that we can to make a good copy here and to hope that nothing is included with this copy. There's our Patriot memory. Copy it over. It takes about a second. Double check to see if it's there and eject the Patriot memory. So if we got a keylogger, that's where we got a keylogger. Now we're going to work on the rebooting process. Take your Tails Linux DVD and insert it in the drive. Now after we reset, there's going to be a chime. After the chime, you push the C key for CD-ROM. That's how old Macintosh is. There's these things that happen before DVDs. Anyway, after you push the C key, it'll boot into Tails Linux, which is a brand new operating system, not connected to the internet and designed for security. But we're barely going to use that security today. All we really need is a new operating system like Tails or Ubuntu that is not connected to the internet, because I'm not going to connect it. So if there's an open Wi-Fi, generally I'm not going to turn the Wi-Fi on, but if it generally won't be connected. So here we are waiting for the chime. Of course, many of you recognize that, the large note from the Beatles. It's been a hard day's night. It was a triple-handed piano note. Incredible chord by the Beatles. I'm still holding the C key. The black screen is a good sign. That means we're going to Tails Linux. Macintosh would never give you a black screen unless there's a panic or something. And you just go ahead and select Live, the first option. We're going to boot into Tails Linux. Now, again, the reason we're doing this is because there's no keyloggers, because there's no Trojans, because no one is controlling my system. This is a brand new computer system that we just booted off the CD that we just downloaded from that website. So this is the best we can do. The only more secure thing than this would be if they would include the BitAddress little web page right there as a part of the official Tails Linux package, and if they would check it and make sure that it had no Trojans, because obviously that would be a real easy place to insert a Trojan or a keylogger. Addresses are the most important strings of text that have ever been created. You can see me in the reflection because of the black screen. Thank you, Tails. Anyway, we're booting into Tails. It's switched graphics mode to a nicer mode, so this is a good sign. Hopefully your computer reacts just as well. I am going to do a separate instruction set for PCs, probably next. And I think I'm going to use the exact same Tails DVD. I'm going to use the exact same BitAddress GitHub repository, so if you're following along in a PC, you can pretty much do what we've been doing so far. There's nothing special about the Mac in this case. I had to push the C key. You might have to go into BIOS and tell BIOS to boot to the CD-ROM. Tails has more options, but we don't need them, so just click Login. Also, good job Linux. My mouse, my graphics card are all working. I think even the sound, the brightness keys, much better than it used to be in the past. Still kind of wanky movement on the mouse, but can't have everything. So Tails is booting up. Brand new, clean operating system. That says wireless networks are available, but I'm not going to connect to them. So I just say don't show this message. Now the next step that I have on my sheet is to go ahead and connect the printer and to turn it on. So got a couple extra USB ports. This is a pretty standard HP printer that I bought at the store for $50. because I didn't really have a USB printer that was new and working. And it's simple. They've rounded all the edges, put a scanner in the top. It's pretty nice. So the HP is powered up, made its little sound, and we're going to System. They could have just put it in Preferences, but they put it in Administration to make it extra hard on people. And here it is, Configure Printers. Now you may be thinking this is going to be some difficult Linux process, but they've made it a lot better. Not automatic, but better. So you have to go to this plus, Add button here. And again, remember, if something doesn't happen right away, you have to be a little patient. Although not that patient. So I'll just click this arrow, then Printer. And there it is, it came up. So it didn't tell me that I had to wait, but you just kind of have to guess that you're going to wait. And a little bit of patience here. Hopefully your printer will come right up like mine did. Say it's connected to a USB port, we go forward. It's searching for drivers. And remember, Tails is a live CD, so you have to do this every time that you boot up to make printer wallets. So it's just teaching you a lesson on how to install printer drivers. So it says HP, that's fine. It's an HP, it's got 1280, kind of an older driver, but who cares? And would you like to print a test page? Let's do it. That sound means it's working. And we've printed a test page successfully. Printer test page. Very nice work, Linux. So we'll move on to the next step. So we just go ahead and close this down. And now our printer is listed. So we just go ahead and take the USB key and insert it into the Linux system. Right there. And again, it's not like a Mac or a PC. Things don't come up automatically. But that's okay, because we could just go up to here, Places, and there it is, listed amongst our hard drives is Patriot. And that's just the name of my USB key. Your USB key name may be different, but once you learn what it is, it's easy to find. And as you can see, we have our one directory we copied on there. I enter the directory. There's a BitAddress.org.html file. And we just go ahead and execute that. We run it. And then it says, start Tor browser. Tor is not ready. Well, we're not on the internet, so it can't connect to Tor. So that's a fine error. And we just say OK to that. Start Tor browser anyway. And it's taking a few seconds. It's always the first time anything's been run on this system. And it's running the system off a DVD drive. So it is a little slow, but incredibly clean. Alright, this part we are going to have to generate the randomness. So this means spinning your mouse around, clicking in the text box, putting in some keys. But we're just going to go with the mouse spin. As you can see, all these dots, it's generating random points, putting them into some kind of big math equation. And this is how we're going to get the Bitcoin addresses. This is the grains of sand on the beach multiplied by the number of stars in the sky. This is where the Bitcoin addresses come from. And there it is right there. I'm going to just go ahead and make this a full screen. And this is our first generated offline Bitcoin address. As you can see, we're exposing both keys to the world. So this is a worthless Bitcoin address. Certainly don't put any money in this. And all the addresses for this demonstration are not really going to have any money in them. I'm just going to let you see them. So then we generate a paper wallet, which is this second tab here. And we wait. And now here it is, 3 more Bitcoin paper wallets. Obviously exposing the keys. This one here is the private key, very exposed. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to click BIP encrypt. Now you'll notice these are orange paper wallets. Orange means not encrypted. Blue means encrypted. So it's a really nice thing they've added to the program. Our passphrase is going to be today's mad bits. And we're probably not going to use these wallets beyond the test. We're going to be trashing them. But what you do then is you just push print. Oh, sorry, wrong thing. Print would print the old wallets, not the BIP wallets. As I said before, the orange and the blue is a good tip there. So let's wait for this to track back. and what we need to click is generate, not print. So we click generate, and this is going to run probably for about 5-10 minutes. I'm just going to let it run. Go get a glass of water or something. But this is an important part of making Bitcoin addresses, which is waiting. You have to wait to generate. You have to wait to send your Bitcoins. You have to wait to input your Bitcoins. And then you will have created safe wallets, tested safe wallets, and feel comfortable putting some of your money for cold storage on those safe wallets. We'll be back in 5-10 minutes. Alright, our Bitcoin addresses have been generated, and now it's time to print them. So you just go to the print button right here, you select your printer, and you just push print. Alright, and the next thing we'll do is we're going to print a copy of them for our USB key. So you just push print again, and you say print to file, and you go ahead and go to save to folder. You select the name of your USB key, click print, and it saves in your folder. And that's it for printing paper wallets. But wait, there's more. What about testing the paper wallets and putting some money on there? Let's do that as well. Go ahead and go to the red button in the upper right hand corner to reboot your computer. This should cause the CD to eject, and your computer should return to normal Macintosh. So what you're going to do is, on the left hand side of your paper wallet you have your load and verify key. This is the public key. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold these paper wallets in half, and the first two wallets I've already shown to you on TV, so you know both the public and the private. But the third wallet was hidden below the fold, so no one knows what's in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this public key right here, and we're going to go ahead and scan it with my blockchain app. So I'm just going to push the, here I'll show you. Let's see, here's blockchain on my iPhone, the original app. And you just go ahead and say scan from QR code right there. It brings up a scanner. I point the scanner at the QR code. You give it a little focus. A little more light. There it is. And now it's got the QR code there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here and just send just a small amount of Bitcoin, like 0.001. So there it is, about 63 cents of Bitcoin, 0.1, and I push return. I push send payment, and the blockchain app wants my password because you're not allowed to send any Bitcoins on my phone without a password, and you should all set up your phones the same way. Should be a default option. Then it'll say getting unspent outfits, signing inputs, and it's now sending that little bit to my test address. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get this test address on here on the computer. So I'm going to need a program that I have called QR Journal, and you could use any kind of QR scanning program. Some of the web browser wallets actually do it in the program, but I just have this little basic one that I use. I'm going to put an extra fold into my paper wallet so you can't see the back of it, and I'm going to go ahead and push scan right here, and it's going to show a picture of me. Hey, it's me! And then I'm just going to show you the scanning part. This is the back side of my public address here, so ha ha ha. But there it is right there, and you can just check on the piece of paper. It has the numbers written here, so it's 1P4, and it goes all the way to QO, the last two. And there it is. There's my public key. So what I'm going to do then is open up Safari or any other web browser you'd like to open, and I'm going to go to blockchain.info. And I'm not connected to the internet, so I'm going to just go ahead and turn the Wi-Fi on, get connected to the internet. This is good to note that I was offline before because I was copying the file to that USB key, and I wanted to be extra secure. And blockchain.info. Then what I'm going to go is go over to the QR code thing, copy, and I'm going to paste this into the search field here. This is going to search for the address and see if it's on the network. So there's the address, but it's not on the network yet. No one sent anything to this address yet. So that's why I sent a little bit, just $1.64 worth, and let's see if that's sent yet. So I'm seeing that as unconfirmed on my phone, so I'll go ahead and refresh it. This is the other part of the waiting. You now have 3 paper wallets, but you haven't tested any of them. What if you sent a large amount out there and found out that you had mistyped your password? Your large amount would be forever stuck. That's why the first thing we're going to do, I should have the microphone on. The first thing we're going to do is test the first paper wallet to see if it works. We're going to test this paper wallet by sending a small amount of Bitcoin, which we've already done. So now we're just going to sit and wait, because it's not even so much about the first confirmation. To do a paper wallet, you need all 6 confirmations. So this is going to take about 45 minutes. We'll let the camera run pretty much until it runs out. Alright, we're back, and the Bitcoin that we sent to the paper wallet has officially been included in the blockchain. Now it's time to import it into our blockchain.info account. Hold on a sec while I log in. Once you've logged into your blockchain.info wallet, go ahead and go to the Import Export tab. Then, I understand. Then what we're going to be doing is importing a private key. Hold on a sec while I get mine. Alright, we're back with the final steps in making a paper wallet and testing it out. Go to blockchain.info, log into your wallet account and click Import Export, then click OK. Then scan your private key using your QR code reader. Paste your private key into the Import Private Key box and click Add Private Key. Now it asks you for your password. This is an important step and why we're testing this. Make sure the password field is selected. And make sure the characters are appearing. Sometimes there'll be some kind of an issue with that. If you think you've got your password correct, push continue. And now we wait. Just like with the previous steps, it doesn't give you any information that it's working. You just have to wait. If it worked, it's going to come up with a green box. There it is, green boxes. Wallet successfully synced. And the 63 cents that I put in the paper wallet is now in my blockchain address wallet. Any more amounts sent to that paper wallet will come to this blockchain.info account wallet. Which means, although I've exposed mine, if you were playing it along at home, you would now have 2 paper wallets that you could use, and a third that you used as a test wallet. All 3 of your paper wallets are stored on your USB key, and if you'd like to send money to them, you use the load or verify QR codes on the left-hand side. Send money, check the money at blockchain.info, and it's there. You could even use your printer here to print yourself a label for your Bitcoin wallet. Just take the label, fits right on here, happens to be about the same size as a USB. Wrap the label around the back, and boom, nicely labeled USB flash drive. Contains a copy of this PDF. Is created by an independent booting Tails Linux system with only the one access when we copied over the BitAddress file. The best we could do, the best paper wallets we could do, and if we go back to our blockchain.info where we've imported this, sometimes it takes a little while. So just give it a while and it will import, and it will say down here that I've taken out the 64 cents in Bitcoin and put it back in my blockchain account. So this is it. This is how you create paper wallets. Until next time, this has been MadBitcoins. MadBitcoins. MadBitcoins, MadBitcoins. Look how good that sticker looks on this printer.